Hey everybody, Rebecca here to talk about some financial goal setting for 2024 and also do the December 2023 budget setup. I'm testing out a new angle here for the videos, but not sure having my messy couch in the background is the best choice, but I thought it was a little bit more interesting than the background y'all see when I usually just sit on the corner of the couch and you guys just see the blank wall behind me with maybe a corner piece of one of those pictures. So anyway, we're just gonna roll with it today while I film a few videos. But first, I wanted to talk about my 2024 financial goals because I think I'm gonna switch things up here. So what do I mean by switching things up? Well, let's take a look at my January 2024 budget. I decided last night to go ahead and set up my budget for the entire year of 2024. And I'm glad that I did that. I did both my monthly budget here and my annual budget spreadsheet as well, because it made me realize something. So starting for January here, if you're new to the channel, I am a healthcare worker. I work third shift and do ultrasound for a living. Healthcare in recent years has been a bit of a tumultuous career, albeit a stable one, and I am in high demand. So therefore, being that there is a healthcare worker shortage, my company that I work for offered retention bonuses for their full-time staff who agreed to stay for the next 2 calendar years when they set this thing up. So you'll notice here this retention bonus for January 2024. My employer gave all of us different amounts of a retention bonus based upon years of service and whether or not we were full-time. So in total, my retention bonus was going to be $13,000, and that was going to be paid out over the next 3, actually, Januaries, because they set this up around this time in 2022. So our first payout was January 2023 this year. Second payout is the biggest payout, January 2024, and I am actually getting $6,000 for January of 2024, but this is a net estimate of what I'm actually going to bring in from that $6,000 amount because bonuses are taxed pretty heavily. So just based upon what I actually got from the retention bonus in January 2023, that is what I'm basing this $4,200 on. Anyway, and then next year, January 2025, will be the last payout, but it's going to be another smaller amount. This is the largest. So I knew this was coming, right? But what I didn't realize when I was setting up my monthly budgets here for 2024 is that February is actually a 3 paycheck month for me. So I'm going to start out 2024 pretty strong on the income side of things. I'm going to have my regular paychecks and then this retention bonus in January and a 3rd paycheck for the month of February, and that's going to be really nice. So overall, I was looking at the extra money that I should have to work with for January and February, and I mean, roughly, I am going to have about an extra $10,000 to do something with. And so I started looking at the debt that I have. Y'all may have already noticed this very large number down here for car payment. So my thought process is this. Well, let me first say that this column E out here, this is the balance that I owed on my house as of January 2023, so y'all can just ignore this. I'll have to update that whenever I actually get to January of 2024. I actually owe about $127,000 on this house now. Anyway, but column E down here for my car, this is an estimated amount of what I will owe on my car come January 2024 if I just make my usual $555 payment that I make every month. For some context on my car debt, I bought a brand new 2021 Chevy Trailblazer back in 2021 when interest rates were still super low. It is a fixed 1.98% interest rate on my car. So I have not been paying off my car super aggressively just because the interest rate on it is so low. And the markets have been struggling, and I prefer to throw money into the market while it's down versus focusing on paying off low interest debt. Mathematically, it just makes more sense to do that. But at the same time, I did tell myself that if the markets got back up to all-time highs, then I would consider starting to pay off the debt more aggressively, just for financial simplicity's sake and having a larger amount of cash flow available to me every single month. So here we are approaching the end of 2023, and while the markets are still off of all-time highs, we are not far from all-time highs on the S&P 500. The S&P 500, let's just check it here. I'm filming this actually on November 22nd now, and yeah, the market closed a little bit red today for the S&P, but all-time highs were around 4,800, and we're almost there. I mean, we're sitting around 4,500 right now. So it's getting to be pretty close for the S&P 500 to get back to all-time highs. And knowing that I have this extra money coming in, I decided to just go ahead and set up my 2024 budget and basically plan to pay off my car aggressively, and I wanted to see how quickly I would be able to get that done. So that's what I did. I started planning out 2024, and y'all can see here for January, I'm expecting to be able to have $7,000 extra that I could throw to that car debt. February, an extra almost $4,000 to throw at it. March, $2,400 to throw at it. April, another almost $3,000. And y'all can see the balance dropping every month. Again, just rough estimates, but I'm expecting that come May, I should be able to have my car paid off completely. Now, y'all know, budgeting, there are always things that pop up that you don't plan for ahead of time. So that being said, even though I have budgeted out the entirety of 2024, really, and it looks like I could have my car paid off by May, I think that it's just safe for me to plan for and aim for getting it paid off in the first half of 2024. So I'll give myself 6 months, even though it looks like I could do it in 5, possibly. So that is my thought process right now for financial goals for 2024, and kind of changing things up a little bit. I do have to caveat that by saying that if there's any kind of like black swan event, or the market just starts going back down for some reason, maybe all of this that we're seeing at the end of the year here is just a Santa Claus rally and things will start going back down again in 2024. You never know really which way the market's going to go. So of course, if things go back into the red and we are pretty well off of all-time highs, then all of this I can change my mind again, and I may just go back to investing aggressively. But looking at the large amount of extra money that I have coming in January and February, and doing the math here, it looks like I would be able to just have my car paid off completely and be completely done with non-mortgage debt by the second half of 2024. So even though the interest rate on it is low, I think in the long run, focusing on that debt for 6 months is not going to make that big of a difference. So I may as well just rip it off quick like a Band-Aid and get the car paid off. I know that mathematically it does make better sense to just continue to invest aggressively and not really focus on the low interest debt that I have. But at the same time, there is some value to be said for having a larger amount of free cash flow available to me every month. If I just kept making my payments that I have been making on my car, that's $555 every month. that's a pretty decent chunk of change. So, to have that payment gone would mean I would have extra cash flow available to me after that, either free to invest or just to be able to buffer against life happening. I do have a cat and a dog, and say they get sick and need a vet visit, it's just not as big of a deal when you have a larger cash flow available every month. So if I got my car paid off, then I would have an extra $555 every month just to have available to either handle life if something pops up or to invest it after that. So yeah, I think it's, no matter which way you measure it, it's as wide as it is long. So my thought is to just simplify my life, get the car debt gone since I have the opportunity to get it paid off in the first half of 2024, and go for it. If y'all think differently, let me know in the comment section down below. Like I say, I could change my mind on that just depending on what the market does in the meantime, but as of right now, I am leaning towards just getting this car debt gone. So that brings me to setting up the actual last month of December budget, December 2023. Let's pop over there. Here we are. But before we hop into this budget, let me just also say, for additional financial goals in 2024, what I'm thinking about doing, y'all know that I had a low spend challenge for the year of 2023. I'll do an update video on how that went, but I don't think that I am going to do that again for 2024. I do like having a personal spending line item in my budget. I had never had that in there before the year of 2023 because I didn't think that it was something that I would enjoy having in my budget, but I actually do like it. So I'm gonna leave the personal spending line item in there for 2024. I just won't plan on having a certain annual amount that I want to stick to. But if I do, just buy things, I think that it is good to have that in my budget as its own category so that I can keep track of it easily throughout the year to see how much I'm spending and make sure that I'm not getting too squirrely on just buying things that I want without thinking too much about it. So yeah, I'm going to keep the personal spending line item, but I don't think I'm going to do another low spend year. And the only other financial goals that I can think to set up for 2024 is to just do what I always do. Invest as much as I can, max out my Roth IRA. So there you have it. Not going to do a low spend, but I like the personal spending line item. Going to keep that. As of right now, I am aiming on switching things up and not investing as aggressively as I have been, and just focus on getting this car debt gone in the first half of 2024. So we'll see if I can do that. And yeah, after that's gone, then straight back to the investing aggressively like I always do. So that's all I got for the 2024 financial goals. Let's look at the December 2023 budget setup here. So starting at the top, as usual, for my net income for the month, 2 paychecks in December. Like usual, I'm not expecting a YouTube paycheck, which is the AdSense line item, and credit card rewards. That's usually like $25 or so I can add that in there. Which brings my total income expected for the month, net income, $4,725. My mortgage payment is $840 like usual. I'm budgeting $150 for utilities, which is my power, sewer, trash pickup, all of that. Food and household, $600 like usual. Internet, $65.25. I can see that they are working on the fiber internet outside my house. Eventually I'm going to get that. I just don't know when exactly. So until then, I just deal with the crappy internet that I have through AT&T. But anyway, that's $65.25 every month. Gas for my car, budget $125 like always. Car insurance is a semi-annual bill that I pay, and it has gone up a lot from the last time, but I think that is pretty par for the course for insurance right now of any type. So yeah, it's gone up from $530 to almost $640. So kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And that's another thought that I had about getting my car paid off is I could drop the collision and just have liability on my insurance, which would drop the cost there a lot. But then at the same time, I kind of also hesitate to do that just because it is a new car. So I don't know if I should do that or not. Y'all let me know what you think in the comment section down below, whether that would be a good idea or not. I'm kind of torn 50-50 on that either way. But regardless, the semi-annual payment for my car insurance has gone up a little bit since the last time I paid it. So the next line item here, Dr. Bill, I did go to see my PCP for just annual things that I need, lots of lab work for me, and from the explanation of benefits that I got in my email, I'm expecting to have to pay about $310 for those services, but I haven't gotten in any bills yet. I'm guessing they're gonna come in December. They may not show up till January though, but I figured it was better to just budget for it ahead of time just in case. And lastly here, personal spending. I'm not budgeting for doing any personal spending in December. My goal for the Low Spend Challenge 2023 was to not spend any more than $2,000 on personal spending during the calendar year of 2023. And y'all, it looks like I'm gonna make it. This number in column E here, the 183.53, that is how much I have left to spend on personal spending as of the 1st of December. So I cut it kind of close, but it looks like I'm actually going to make it. Knock on wood here. So we'll see how December goes. Moving down into the debt section. So this is why I wanted to talk a little bit about the financial goals for 2024 before I did my budget setup for December here of 2023. Because as of December 1st, I will owe $19,825.84 on my car, which is wonderful. I do have a payoff color chart for my car, and this means that I can now color in the next section for that color chart that I have for my car. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so y'all saw that the color chart, each little icon I had on my debt payoff color chart there was for $2,000 worth of value that I have left to pay off on that car. So looking at my budget set up here, I should have $2,000 extra that I can throw at the car in December. So even though I am giving myself the first 6 months of 2024 to pay off my car, I thought, why not go ahead and get started with that now for the last month at the end of 2023 here. And yeah, if so, then that should be $2,000 right at the end of the year here that I can put towards the car payment, and that would be another icon that I could color off starting out the year in 2024. And yeah, if I can throw $7,000 at it in January of 2024, that's going to be another few icons I can color off. So yeah, I don't know. I think that even though I could throw all of this extra money into the market, sure, I could do that, but we are sitting near all-time highs right now, and just having the opportunity to be completely debt-free besides my mortgage, that is a pretty tempting carrot to dangle in front of me. I have never in my life been completely debt-free besides a mortgage. So yeah, this would be a first for me. And again, just having that extra cash flow every month is a good security blanket to have. So I don't know, it makes sense to focus on that car debt in my eyes. So y'all let me know what you think down in the comment section below. The last section here is my investing and fire tracking portion of the budget. So this section I show at the end of the month when I do my budget review for channel members only. But I do show, which actually I have to fix it, down here in the corner, I have my progress towards financial independence and what my projected savings rate for the month will be. So for my savings rate, I include principal payoff on my mortgage and any amount that goes towards investing. And I do include the pre-tax investing in my savings rate number. But here lately, I have been throwing all of my extra available money post-tax that I have towards investing. And if I'm paying off my car, then that's not investing, right? So I have not been including principal car payoff in my savings rate, and I'm not going to, because a car is a depreciating asset. You could make the argument to include my principal payoff on my car in my savings rate because it is ultimately making my net worth go up, and I do have a certain net worth number in mind to declare myself financially independent. But still, I'm not going to change the way that I'm doing things now. And, you know, if I have my car paid off here in the next 6-7 months, then it's no big deal anyway. So for the time being, if I do focus on aggressively paying off my car, then that means my savings rate every month is going to temporarily go down. So let's just see what it will be in December if I throw extra money at my car instead of investing. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah, I am used to seeing at least 50% savings rates with me throwing almost an entire paycheck, really, towards investing every month. So, yeah, to see that drop back down to 13%, honestly, I was expecting less than that, so I guess it's not terrible. But yeah, it's a little bit slightly disappointing considering I have been used to 50, 55%, 60% savings rates here, even with the car payment. So I guess the good thing is that would be this decreased savings rate is a good motivation for me to go even harder at the car debt to get it paid off faster, so that way I can get back to investing. And when I do get back to investing, my savings rate is going to be that much better because the $555 that I was throwing towards my car payment every month will now be free to go towards investing too. So maybe the 55-60% savings rates every month can be bumped up to 65-70% savings rates. That would be amazing. Another thing that I haven't mentioned here is that we are supposed to be getting some pay raises in December, but we have not officially gotten any word about that. So I have not updated my budget spreadsheet accordingly until I get the official notice that yes, we have gotten our raises and my paychecks actually go up. So yeah, that was just something that I heard from management. So I mean, it seems legit, but I didn't want to account for that in the budget because I have no idea how much the raise is going to be yet. So anyway, that's another thing to consider. And as far as am I financially independent yet? So like I said, I have a net worth number in my mind that I want to reach, but for the time being, y'all can just ignore this 36% here. I am actually closer to 45% towards that net worth number. I just haven't updated my portfolio balances and all of my investing accounts yet because it is not yet November. So this number was based off of the December 2022 budget, what the portfolio value was at that time. I think I have rambled enough in this video. Honestly, I should probably just break this up into 2 videos, but whatever. I think I'll just make it one long video. I tend to ramble anyway. Y'all know how I do on this channel. So if you've made it all the way to the end of this one, I appreciate you watching as always, and let me know what you're thinking as far as 2024 financial goals down in the comment section below. I could always use some new ideas for new things to aim for. I hesitate to actually put a number value on the amount that I would like to invest next year, just because there are unknowns. Like I say, if the market crashes, I may pause paying my car off aggressively in favor of going back to investing. So yeah, it's just hard to know exactly what I will do. So I can't really estimate an amount that I would like to invest for the year of 2024, but I know I will invest as much as I can. It's just kind of a cloudy goal. And I will definitely max out my Roth IRA as soon as I am able to do that too. And again, without a car payment, that should be pretty easy to do pretty quickly once I get to that in 2024. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. The fire grind continues as always, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye y'all.